you get more 2021 than Million Doge Disco? You've got crypto in Dogecoin, you've got NFTs, you've got a cross between sort of a crypto kitties and Tamagotchi style pets. You've got kind of Pokemon Go type game mechanics, augmented reality, dancing in public, and a million Dogecoin giveaway, all to unify humanity via a political movement called the Decentralized Dance Party. So the question is, did the people behind this game just throw everything funky and cool and techy into a blender and throw it against the wall? We're going to find out as we chat with the co-founder and CEO, Gary Lachance. Gary, welcome to the show.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Hey, let's start right at the beginning. What is Million Doge Disco?
Million Doge Disco is a master plan to get the entire world dancing together. Is that all the detail you require?
No, I require much more detail.
The idea is we are dropping 1 million Disco Doge, dancing Doge NFTs all across the globe with Doge within them over the next 3 months leading up to World Peace Day. And these NFTs are also a Tamagotchi style Dogecoin pet. And the idea is that people will receive them, and we have proof of partying mechanisms where people will dance, post to social media, and be showered with Dogecoin in return. And the idea is that it will hopefully kickstart this whole new augmented reality metaverse party layer on top of the world, where it's just starting out now with phones, but pretty soon I think augmented reality glasses are going to be cheap and plentiful, and then press of a button you can opt into an alternate universe that's alive with sound and light and Doges everywhere, and a great way to unify and liberate humanity.
So this was not the first thing that you've done. You've done a variety of things before, but you have done the Decentralized Dance Party, which this kind of plays into. What is the Decentralized Dance Party?
So yeah, the Decentralized Dance Party began 12 years ago here in Vancouver, and the idea was to get a portable FM radio transmitter and hundreds of old vintage boomboxes. This is not a virtual background. Our first party was just us and a few close friends, but within 6 months, we were attracting literally tens of thousands of people. And so we get the boom boxes and the transmitter, have a starting point, hand them out to a bunch of people waiting there, and it creates this mobile synchronized sound system, and you basically run all over the city on a crazy party adventure with hundreds or thousands of friends and strangers, and everyone basically has the best time ever. And yeah, we started 12 years ago, toured it across Canada a couple times, across the States. We've gone to Europe, other spots all over the globe. And at first we just thought it would be an awesome, ridiculous, hilarious thing, but we realized during the Olympics in 2010, this is like a new form of social alchemy. Our plan is to deliver the DDP to every single country on the face of the earth and unite the world in celebration, especially all the hotbeds of strife and division, like the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, the Middle East. Nothing like this had really existed before. Like any normal show, it's like a central stage, a performer, it's usually ticketed. And there's usually a profit motive. This is totally decentralized. Everyone's on the same level. Everyone's a node in the network, and it's totally free for anyone to join at any time, even if they weren't expecting it. And yeah, just this party atmosphere with the right intention and vibe and music, like it totally just breaks down people's inhibitions and normal social cultural conditioning, and you just have these amazing connections. So
cool. So you started this app, you started this game with Million Doge Disco. What's the game? How do you play it?
So the game, we are just figuring it out as we go. The initial idea was Well, this was something that arose out of the DDP. Like in 2016, when Pokemon Go was first happening, I was looking at it and I was like, wow, this is like we always wanted to do giant simultaneous global parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that happening. I was like, man, if we could combine Pokemon Go with a crazy dance party and some sort of crypto incentivization, like that is how we get the whole world partying together, hopefully with the side effect of world peace. And so this idea was kind of in the back of my head, and we never had like billions of dollars of development money. And then we were getting into researching NFTs late last year, and that's a whole other story. I could tell you about peace bonds later. Um, and we discovered my good friend Thomas, who's the co-founder of this project. He introduced me to this company called Block V,
Mm-hmm.
and they've kind of very quietly been creating this amazing, super robust NFT platform for the last 3 or 4 years, where they've created this kind of like Pokemon Go sort of AR infrastructure where you can drop NFTs literally all over the world.
Nice.
So when I connected with them, I was like, wow, like I think this is what we've been waiting for. And that
Nice.
was 3 months ago. And we just went like full steam ahead trying to figure out exactly how to build this thing and how it'll work and
So I've
making
played
good
Pokemon
headway.
Go. I probably still have it on my phone somewhere, and I walk around and I run into something, I roll some balls at it, and there you go. I'm playing Million Doge Disco, and so I walk around and I run into a little dog. What do I run into?
Well, this is what we've been figuring out. Like the first idea I had was we should just have doges that are running across the globe, and the further they run, the more money or the more doge gets built up within them. So you got people chasing them, but you don't want to catch it because it keeps increasing in value. So we still
Oh,
might have that integration. It seems like a lot of fun, but Thomas has done all kinds of game design and development and thinking and philosophizing, and he's like, we really need to keep people engaged long term. So then he proposed the idea of a Tamagotchi style thing, so a
mhm.
Dojagotchi, like virtual pet. So you'll get your dancing Dojagotchi, and you can put all kinds of crazy costumes and outfits on it. And there's a function where you have to dance with it, ideally every day, to keep it loyal. If the loyalty score dips too low, it'll run away. And once you have your Doge, there's also a
Well, what is the proof of dancing? How do you know? I mean, like, maybe I'm just walking, maybe I'm just swinging my phone in the air. What's the proof of dancing there?
so for that, yeah, we're calling it proof of partying, which is obviously just a play on proof of work or proof of stake.
Yep.
So for the Doge within the app, right now there's no way to like prove you're actually dancing every day, but really you're only cheating yourself if you're not dancing with your Doge, and that's just to keep it loyal. Like we've had to think pretty hard on this because pretty much any system there's ways to cheat it, but the initial proof of partying we're doing is everyone on the beta wait list. We send them a message and we say, you got to do proof of partying to earn your Dojagotchi. So
Nice.
they do like a short dance and then they make the Doge Disco salute and or cross the paws as the Doge did.
Very, very nice.
One
So
momentous moment. So that's how they get it initially. And then there's a proof of partying 2.0. We're still figuring out exactly how it should work, where we want to get people partying together. And we can even integrate like chain link Oracle things where it's like if 1,000 people dance here, maybe it'll release 1,000 Doge somewhere else in the world to go to some charity or all these
wow.
ideas are just coming up. Like
Yes.
just kind of forging ahead and seeing what develops. So
When you have a virtual currency and you have augmented reality and virtual things running around, the limit is your imagination and your ability to create it, right? I mean, that sounds very cool. A social aspect to this game where, your doges meet with others could be very, very cool. Proof of partying would be easier if you're with a bunch of people and sharing some things between the games. Now, you had at one point $1 million worth of Doge. How did that come about?
So it's a million Doge and a bit more on a paper wallet. and that was acquired way back in the early days, 2014, when Doge was first happening. And we were like, yeah, this is the best. I was like, I need to have a million Doge. So it was like 300 or $400 back then, which was like, I was still like all my credit cards maxed out, keeping the DDP going. But I was like, I need a million Doge. Like, who cares? So I
Yeah.
had it sitting on the paper wallet, and it's gone like up and down in value. The peak in 2017 was 2 cents, which made it, I guess, $20,000 for a day or two, and then way back down to like a couple grand. And then, yeah, a few months ago, it went totally wild. And when we were first discussing this concept with Block V, talking about putting Doge, like it blew my, I didn't think it would be possible. I was like, can we put like actual Doge in these NFTs? And they're like, yeah. I was like, I have this old paper wallet, and it was worth, it had gone up to like $30,000 at that point. And I was like I was planning to just like be buried with it, just as a hilarious thing. But I was like, man, it's way better if we just send this Doge around the world as part of this crazy dance party concept. And then it went way, like it almost was worth $1 million Canadian a couple months ago. And they're like, Gary,
Nice.
like, do you still want to do this? I was like, oh yeah, this makes it way better. Let's
You
just
weren't tempted even
go
for a
for it.
second to, like, sell all that Doge, thank Elon Musk for all his help, and, retire on a beach somewhere?
No, it's always felt like the right thing to do.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, this is why we got into Doge back in the day. Like it was just about fun and giving and being ridiculous, and we were just like throwing Doge all over the world, having the best time. And I'm
Nice.
sure, yeah,
Nice.
everything comes back around, so it's fine.
So talk about this game a little bit. You you've put in so many elements, the NFTs, the cryptocurrency, the kind of crypto kitties, Tamagotchi thing, the Pokemon Go stuff. How did this come about? How did you literally put it in a blender, or did you just pull the string and one thing came out after another? And maybe end that off with, do you think more games are going to come out like this?
Yeah, I mean, it started with the Pokemon game idea thing like 5 years ago, and then yeah, elements just kept coming in on many late night Zoom calls as we were discussing the possibilities. And it's cool too. We filmed all the late night Zoom meetings as it evolved. So
Oh, no.
documentary someday. But yeah, it's been crazy. Like I've never really read any science fiction novels. Apparently, this is all kind of talked about, like Neil Stevenson metaverse stuff.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
as we were thinking this through, I was like, man, this gets crazier and crazier with, like, this is the real power of NFTs, I think. Like you can create, we were realizing like within this Dogeverse, like it doesn't have to be just Doges. Like you can, with the new iPhones, they have the LiDAR scanner.
Yep.
So you can scan yourself or anything, and you could put like a million of you all over the world. And then once you have that scan, they have these like haptic bodysuits where your movements can translate. So you could have yourself like dancing all over the world times a million, interacting with other people that could like step into augmented reality and see it. So you can turn the whole world into this crazy party lair. And this was always our ultimate objective too. Is there's a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. It says, those who love peace must learn to organize as effectively as those who love war.
Mhm.
And obviously, those who love war, they have $1 trillion budgets. But this, I was realizing, like, this is how you can create like a giant global Doge party army and like teleport it across the world. And with AR, like, turn the whole world into a party. And partying is waging peace. So, yeah, with
Nice.
like no technology or infrastructure, we could organize more effectively than those who love war. So it's
Very,
exciting.
very cool. Is this your first game?
Yeah, like, I mean, I played games back like 8-bit, 16. Once we hit like beyond 16-bit, I was like, I'm out. Too many buttons, too many dimensions, and was on to other stuff. So yeah, I haven't really done much gaming, but we have gamers on the team who have lots more experience, so we're
Good.
just trusting their advice. The only thing for me is like it should be fun and simple and get people dancing together. So we're not trying to like over engineer it or make it anything ridiculous. Just
Not ridiculous at all. No, with the virtual currency and augmented
I
reality,
don't
a
even
currency
notice.
based on a
Yeah.
dog, and virtual pets that you need to take care of. Not ridiculous at all. I have to ask, what is this fixation with dancing?
With dancing.
Yes.
I guess it's like I grew up in small town northern Ontario where it wasn't much of a dance party. It was just like every weekend just like get as wasted as you can and like risk your life and be totally insane. So we had all these wild crazy party ventures that were like puts your threshold for excitement very high. So normal life became pretty mundane and we were always looking for the next thrill and like way into the whole extreme sports craze as well. And then we moved to Vancouver and things were a lot less exciting here. So we started running around with one boombox connected to an iPod. And then when the music started to fuel these party adventures, we were like, this is awesome. And then it wasn't necessarily, I guess there was a lot of dancing that happened. Singing, dancing, just like music adds so much to any adventure. And then once we got the 100 boomboxes synchronized, it was just like, wow, this is the thing. And yeah, it's just this like when you start thinking about it deeply, like you don't even really think like what is music, what is dancing, why do we do these things? Like you take it for granted, but it's like really weird. Like we're the only creature that does it, and yeah,
I'm pretty sure I've
pretty
seen
cool.
pets dance, at least appear to dance on TikTok, but I could be mistaken. In any case, it is cool. I will look for it. I may even try to play it and win some of the Dogecoin. Where can people find it?
DogeDisco.com. It's the main landing page with
Dogedisco.com.
links to
Excellent.
everything.
Excellent. Well, Gary, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. And looking forward to it. Hope it's a great success and you inspire billions of dancers.
So thanks for having me on.